What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Saturday. Welcome to another edition of. I guess we don't have a real title for this, but yeah. Welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all having amazing days. We got a little busy yesterday, so I wasn't able to stream my normal 10 to whatever I do, 2 a.m. weekdays, but I figured I'd come through today and kind of not make up for it, but I don't know. I've grown to enjoy this. I've grown to look forward to it. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing is doing a Saturday stream. So hope you're all having fun. Hope whatever your Saturdays look like, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so today is probably going to be a short stream. I was thinking, maybe an hour or two of just yapping and catching up and talking about whatever floats into our brains. So feel free to chat or lurk or whatever you're feeling. Yeah, I'm usually this goes out without saying, but feel free always to lurk if you're not much of a chatter. But also, if you feel like chatting, feel free to fire away, because it keeps things fun for me and fresh and new topics and takes us down a path. And but don't feel like you have to. Don't feel obligated, because it's just we're just having fun. We just living life. But yeah, it's Saturday. It's the first actually warm day here in Iowa since November maybe, or October, which is wild to me because days like this are an average, not average, but like a February day in the South. So I've had to wait another February, March, April, almost 3 months for just regular good weather, which has kind of been tough, but it's alright. So yeah, let's see. I was rewatching some of the clips for the Korean stuff, the K-drama night, and that was really fun. And I feel like there was some funny stuff on there. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But it's yeah, that was one of my favorite things so far is K-drama night. So that one was fun. And we're going to do that next Thursday too. But yesterday I went to the gym, and those bros at the gym that are way too aggro for no reason. They're breathing real heavy for no reason. Okay, so when I'm at the gym, I do breathing out loud, right? I do tss, tss, that kind of thing, but I'm not aggressive with it. I'm just tss. But this dude, I swear, he's got some demons inside of him, because I could hear it over my music, his grunts and his guttural, just when he was doing reps. I was like, my guy, that's not good. He sounded like he was in trouble. I think he was a former Marine, because I recognize the tattoos and how he holds himself and his stance. And how he never he didn't put his back toward the door. I've noticed that. I don't know if that's a common thing, if you get trained that in the military, but I've noticed every one of my Marine friends will not turn their back on the entrance, wherever the doorway is. It took me back for a second, because I was doing I was doing my squats, and I look over at him, and he's turned the opposite way of what I would do for a particular exercise. And I was like, what's going on? It's less efficient for him to do it that way. He's got to turn twice to do it, whatever it is. And then it hit me, it's because of vantage point. Like, the door's over there. He can't have his back toward the door. And I was like, dang. They train y'all up. Like, I don't want to say good. They train you up, like, effectively. Because this dude's afraid of doors now. Like, that's wild. But yeah, he was grunting. He was groaning. It was like, he would not be able to sneak up on an opponent if he was, I mean, no way. If he's lifting anything, way too loud. Way too loud. I started another K-drama. It's not really a K-drama. Well, I should stop using the phrase K-drama or the term K-drama because it's it's just television that was made in Korea. But they're not all dramas. They're not all like, the same. I kind of feel like that limits them, like limits, it like pigeonholes it when I say a K-drama. Like, you might just like shut down or like, nah. This one's, yeah, technically it was made in Korea, but it's called Parasite the Grey, and it's based off a manga. And the only reason I'm watching it is because it's 6 episodes. And if I'm being truthful, the only reason I'm watching it is because the episode of the K-drama I'm actually watching, something was up with the subtitles, so it was like laggy. So like I couldn't watch it because everything was like 4 seconds off, and like I couldn't tell who was saying what. Like I could use my context clues, but like I'm already reading, and I'm not trying to like use too much of my brain power while I'm actually trying to like focus on what's happening in the scenes. So I have to watch it on a different device. So that's really, if we're boiling it down, that's the reason I'm watching Parasite. And it was so far pretty good. It's interesting. It's essentially about parasites, and they come down. We don't know where they're from yet, but they start infecting humans, and the special effects are pretty crazy. Like, people's heads are splitting open, and like this octopus looking thing like with tentacles like spreads out of their face, and like it's wild. Like, at first it's a little goofy, but then it starts getting kind of cool because it's like they actually use it to like kill people and like behead people, and like it's like pretty brutal. But it's really interesting, and like I don't know. I don't feel strongly for most of the characters, so that's not a good sign. Like, if this was more than 6 episodes, I wouldn't watch it. So if you're thinking about starting it, it's on Netflix. It's decent. It's like the special effects are cool, but like it's kind of mid, honestly. Like, I know there's definitely more, like, much better Parasite type like TV on, but it's cool to see like the special effects. But yeah, and the fight scenes. Some of the fight scenes seem kind of clunky, and like after watching Bloodhounds, if you watch Bloodhounds, those fight scenes are top tier. Like, those fight scenes, you feel like you're actually like fighting. Like it's wild the way they shoot it and the way they choreograph it. It's like that one feels like you're in it. So everything else feels like not that good in comparison. It just feels like, like average. So yeah, I'm watching that. Shield Hero's dying down. I'm in the middle of season 3. I got a few more episodes left. I'm losing my steam on it. I think I want to finish it, but it's like I'm not like completely invested in it. So like season 1, amazing. Season 2, not that good. Season 3, not as good as season 1, but better than season 2. And as you can see, I got my Yu Yu Hakusho today. Always represent. It's funny, like, had I worn this in like growing up, like in elementary school, I'd been picked on for being a nerd. But well, have the turns tabled. Who's cool now? Edwin. Still not me. Probably still him. I think he does real estate these days. So good for him. It'd be funny if he got into anime, because he always picked on me for like anime. So no, he probably watches like stocks or like bonds or things like that. Like, which good for him. He's setting himself up for the future, but I'm setting myself up for the present. So who really wins? Yeah, but I am. Guys, I want to take a trip so bad. I want this paperwork to go through for my passport stuff so I can go on my trip. It feels like I'm just like in limbo, just waiting. Because as soon as I get that, like right now it's in process, my paperwork, and I keep checking every day and keep checking updates to see if it's like gone through, but still in process. So what I'm excited for is that moment it goes through. You're not going to be able to tell me anything that day. I'm going to go through all my Airbnb like saved places. I'm going to start booking everything immediately. Like, it's all I've been thinking about. And like I hate like not being able to just do it. Like, it's weird because I haven't been in a situation since I first got my passport where it's like I can't travel if I want. I mean, and COVID too, like that was wild. But that, we don't count that. But like, I've never been in a situation where like I can't go even though I want to. I don't have the documentation. So that's tough. So you guys send some good vibes. Send some good vibes that this paperwork goes through so I can actually get my passport so I can start traveling, because I just want some good Korean food made in Korea. I've got so many big not goals, but like big ideas for Seoul. Like, I want to go to some of the museums. I want to eat so much food. I want to go visit the coast. I want to befriend a Korean auntie, and then we go on like crazy adventures together. I don't know. That'd be the goal. I want to do some shopping, but when I travel, I'm not like a big shopper. Like, maybe it's because I've grown up like as most have, so for like in these days, online shopping. So it's like anything I can get, I can probably get from a store online, and it's just easier. Ship it to my house and not have me. I don't want to be the delivery guy. I don't want to buy it and then have to deliver it back with me. Amazon doesn't keep me on retainer. I don't get a per diem for that. It just adds more weight in my luggage. But I'm so excited. All I do is like look up travel blogs for Korea and just daydream. And it's getting real tough to sustain like that energy, because every week I check my status and it's like in process, and it's like okay, and yeah, it's supposed to take maybe 6 to 8 weeks for renewing, but like that's just when I want to go now. I want to go 4 weeks ago. It's like, it's a bummer. But I know if I'm patient enough, I won't even remember this part of it. Like once I get that green light and I can start booking stuff, like I won't even really remember this phase of this travel or this trip. Like in 10 years looking back, I won't think, oh man, I was so disappointed for the first 6 weeks of the process. No, I'll just recall the food I ate, maybe the people I met, the, shenanigans I get into with the Korean auntie. Like that's the stuff I'll remember. And realistically, I won't befriend a Korean auntie just because, like I said before, when I travel, I keep to myself for the most part. Like, I'm friendly to everyone, like the store owners and the restaurateurs, tours, and like everybody who like I come in contact with. Like I'm super friendly, but like I don't seek out extra adventures. Like unless they were like, yo, you want to come do this? Like, come hang out? I'd be like, unless it was their offer to go do something cool outside of that, I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna go back to the Airbnb, or I'm gonna go to the park or something, like chill. Cause I don't know, that's a lot of adventuring. Especially when you're traveling by yourself. Like, but maybe in Korea, like I said, I'll befriend a Korean auntie and we'll go on trips together and we'll, go on shenanigans and it'll be kind of fun. And actually, one of my favorite bands, I don't know if you guys listen to Japanese Breakfast, but they're playing this festival in Korea and it may line up to be like when I'm over there, like hopefully, because you know how awesome that'd be to see Japanese Breakfast. I know that's wild. See a band called Japanese Breakfast in Korea, and then they're an American band. Like they're from Philadelphia, I think. So travel overseas to see them, like that'd be wild. But I would love that because there's this festival. I think it's like I can't remember what it's called, but there's a festival, and yeah, they're one of the headliners, and that would be so much fun because their music would be perfect to see at a festival. And I'm not typically a big festival guy. Like I know it's wild to say, like while Coachella is currently happening, like Coachella just started, I think yesterday, and it's like going on right now. They're like the weekend, not the weekend. I don't know if the weekend is playing, but it's going through this weekend, and so yeah, it's wild to say I'm not really a festival fan on the weekend of Coachella, but I just am not. There's so many more things I would like to do on a weekend than go be around people. And I do like that it's outdoors. Like most festivals are like outdoors. That's pretty cool. And I do enjoy like that. I wouldn't want to do a daytime festival. I love that, like when you're being outside and there's live music playing from like 5 p.m. to like 9 p.m. where like the sun's starting to go down, you get that golden hour. Like that's magical. I get that. So if festivals were like exclusively during those hours, I'm in. And if they had like half as many people as usual, because like I can't do people these days. I can't do people anymore. Like it's just like too many people, which, to be fair, then I become one of those people when I'm at the festival and someone else out there is like, no, I don't want to go because those guys are there and I'm one of the guys. But it's a whole thing. I don't know. Plus, there's always like people doing like weird stuff. Like always somebody like drugged out, somebody passed out. There's always an ambulance being called. It's like I don't want to be in a situation where that happens. That sketches me out. But I thought about it. I would go to Coachella one time just to see it. And if they were playing like at least 4 or 5 people I was interested in. Like I went to the lineup this year just to see who was playing. And there ain't nobody really that I would just love to see. Like, I think Le Seraphim, ATs or ATs, and I think maybe there was like one or two other like just acts that I would like actually want to see. Everything else is like I'd never heard of them. I don't know Sabrina Carpenter. Who is Sabrina Carpenter? I don't know that. Like, I did see that Lana Del Rey was there though. That was kind of cool. I'm not even a Lana Del Rey fan, but like it looked like she and Billie Eilish were like doing a duet or something. That looked kind of cool. I don't like either of the music. Billie Eilish, I mess with a little bit. Like, I like some of her stuff, but Lana, that's a miss for me. But that looked cool. Any of you guys festival fans? Like, I feel like that'd be one of the things like I would really only go to if I was dating someone who really loved festivals. In that case, like, I could see it. I'd probably do it like maybe once or twice just for the experience. But like, that's also the thing about me is like most everything I do solo. Like, I go to concerts solo, I go to movies solo. Like, unless I'm dating, like when I'm single, I do all those things solo. Go to new restaurants by myself, like travel by myself. So it's like being at a festival by myself. I could do it. Like, I've done outdoor shows by myself where like I'll bring a blanket. I wish I could bring my dog, but he's a little too rowdy. But I bring a book to read during like the in-between times, and I'll just chill. And those are a blast. You know, sometimes I'll talk to people near me, and I've actually met some really cool people that way. But like a festival is just bigger. Like a Coachella is just like a bigger scale. But I guess I could people watch, and that'd be kind of fun to just see all the people, all the different outfits and characters. And I think I'm talking myself into going to Coachella. So maybe next year I might go just to see it one time, if they've got good bands. And I know a big part of it is like to discover new bands, but like if you can't get me through the door with bands I like, I'm out. So yeah. But going to a festival in Korea, I would be much more apt to do that. I just daydream it. Like, going and seeing Japanese breakfast and then going to get some Korean lunch. That's just poetic. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, next week I think we're going to do some maybe some Alan Wake or some Resident Evil. I'm thinking Alan Wake to start. And cuz my brother said I could snatch up his PS5 for any like gaming streams. So thanks, Nick. You're a real one. So next week we'll probably do some Alan Wake. Probably Wednesday and Friday, and then Monday will be Minecraft, and Tuesday will be topics. Although the more I'm doing this, the more I realize I really enjoy the topics and just chatting like this. Like, this feels nice to me. I need to shave. It's getting a little. I hate having to shave, honestly. Like, I wish it would just stay away for as long as I want it, and then I could decide, ooh, now I want facial hair, and it would come on. Or I wish it could just like, boom, beard, and it just. We need that kind of technology. Where are the scientists working on that? We need that. Stop putting all the energy into like making Planet of the Apes movies and start working on things like automatic beard growth. Like those, that's the content we need. I feel like that's a big ingredient to making society successful. Just stop making Planet of the Apes. All the resources, all the time, all the money going into those. Do anything else. Anything else. You're telling me you're going to cancel Arrested Development? But you're going to make Planet of the Apes movies? For who? Who's watching those? Blows my mind. Have you guys ever seen the show Happy Endings? Speaking of canceled shows. Happy Endings, if you haven't seen it, was a show that was on ABC for like 3 seasons. One of the best shows of all time, in my opinion. One of the funniest, one of the best ensembles. It was like Friends, but personally, I like Happy Endings better. It's just funnier. The writing's so witty. It's like if Arrested Development and Friends had a baby. That's what Happy Endings was. And plus, it takes place in like Chicago. It's just really funny and really well made. And if you get a chance, usually it pops up on Hulu from time to time. If you get a chance, I suggest to watch it because that's a top tier show. It's so underrated, flies under the radar, but it's really good. Really good. Speaking of underrated shows, Happy Endings. Speaking of overrated shows, House. House is overrated. That show is good, but it's not amazing. Like it's not gonna. And also overrated, Grey's Anatomy. I said it. Grey's Anatomy, overrated. Only thing I like about the entire show is Christina Yang. I said it. Christina Yang, if she had her own show, I'd watch it. Called like Yang's Anatomy or something like that. I'd be about it. But Grey's Anatomy, no. It's just too much. It's still going too. That's what's crazy. Or it just stopped. I don't remember. But however many seasons they made, it's just too many seasons. I remember I watched the first season and I was like, nothing about it. It was like ER but worse. It was like I never got into like McDreamy and McSteamy. It's like they're all just McSleepy to me. They were just still boring. And there was that one dude who was like, what's his name? Evan, or like the white guy, the white nervous doctor. He like had what's his name? Money grind for bread. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Adam? Money grind for brain dead watchers. Exactly. I mean, I can't remember that. My brother would know. I don't remember what his name was in the show. Eric, something. Anyways, spoiler alert, he dies. And it was like the best part of that show. Like, I might have like audibly laughed. Hey, how's life? What's going on? How's the fam? How's everything? I miss you, man. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, Grey's Anatomy is vastly overrated. Like, I'm so glad that that is phasing out. Like, that's one, like, remember how One Direction used to be like the biggest thing in the world? Like, I'm so glad that that's died. And I can actually start liking like the members now. Like, I actually like Harry Styles now. Like, his music is really good. But like, I could not stand him when One Direction was a thing. Am I just a hater? Is that what that means? I'm just a hater? I hate things that are popular? Am I a hipster? Do hipsters still exist? Um, no, Grey's Anatomy. No, just intelligent. Oh, I appreciate that. I like to think that I have a good head on my shoulders, but Grey's Anatomy is. I don't want to say trash. I can't say trash. Okay, I reserve. Like, if anything, I like to be fair, and like, yes, I'll be honest, but you know, I'll reserve the word trash for like actual bad content, actual bad media. Garbage works. Grey's Anatomy isn't trash. It's garbage. Just pure hot garbage. Pure cold garbage, actually. It's not garbage. It's not great though. It's like I can't believe it's got as many seasons and as many followers as it does. Like it's not even the best like medical drama on TV. Honestly, Scrubs was better, and Scrubs is more of a comedy. Scrubs made me feel way more things than Grey's Anatomy. Like Scrubs, you ever watch Scrubs and you see those like lukewarm garbage? Yeah, exactly, tepid garbage. Like just Lucas warm garbage. Just not great, not bad. I mean, yeah. I consider. I don't think it would. It's just not great. It's just not great. It's lukewarm. You said it best. Lukewarm. But everybody treats it like it's hot. Like it's just the best. I get it's like a soap opera. I get that aspect of it, but like just purely watching with my eyeballs, like not that good. And if you've ever seen Scrubs, like Scrubs hits way harder, and it's not even a drama. Like Scrubs has moments in it where like it is. If you haven't seen it, essentially it's a buddy like it's like a sitcom slash medical drama. It's weird. It's cool. It's so good. It's so funny, but like they have moments where like somebody will die or like a character they know like is going through something serious, and like you're like whoa, and it hits so hard. It's like I've cried watching Scrubs. It's just so much better. Like only time I've cried during Grey's Anatomy is when I push play to start it, and I'm like, here goes 40 minutes of my life. And sometimes I'm like envious of like the people on the operating table, like when they flatline and like they get to leave the show. Like that could have been me. Emergency is the best. I've never seen Emergency. Is it actually really good? I've always wanted to watch that, and I watched a good portion of ER, and I really like ER. ER's good. ER's like, I feel like what Grey's Anatomy wanted to be, but couldn't capture that like kind of essence. 1970s. You going way back for that one. I like it. I feel like there's so much media from like the 1970s and the 80s that like would be top tier these days, but we forget about it. Like some of the dramas back then, and some of like I watched some of like the cop shows, really good, and it almost feels like they're ahead of their time at the time, but like maybe just the world never changes, so it's always relevant. But hey Adam, have you been working on any music or playing anything? I love seeing your updates on Insta. Like that's so cool. I'm glad. In the heat of yes. What other shows are overrated? Grey's Anatomy is a big one for me. Like I can't. That one. It's one of those things. Honestly, okay. So I'm back on the dating apps. Okay, I'm back on the dating apps. I mean, just I'm like on there just pretty much for the ego boost of like someone liking me and or like liking my face on there. Like that's pretty much it. But like it's one of those things. If I see that you like Grey's Anatomy, or if like Taylor Swift is one of your like top artists, I'm out. I'm out. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how funny your bio is. If those two things exist, I'm like, that's an ick for me. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Yeah, man, trying hard. Starting a new job, playing when I can. Dopamine swipe. Yeah, the dopamine swipe for real. For real. But that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Were you anything fun? You working? But I'm glad you're still playing. That's cool. I remember listening to your stuff when you released, like, it was a while back, but like I remember listening and really liking it. Like, yeah. When I come back, I probably won't be in Iowa for too long. So I'm actually thinking about moving back down to North Carolina. So when I come back, if I come back, let's link up again. But yeah, that dopamine swipe for real. But Grey's Anatomy is essentially the TV version of Taylor Swift. And I know the Swifties out there, if they ever uncover this VOD, I know I'm in trouble. I know. But I'll stand on it. Like, Taylor Swift as a person, I do not mind her at all. She does her thing. Like, my thing with Taylor Swift is like, and also I think I want to have my brother on a podcast. Like, I want to start something with him because he's similar in this, but I don't want to get him canceled until we do the thing. But essentially, Taylor Swift, she's good. She makes good melodies. She writes. She can write, but I cannot believe we're in a world where she is like one of the most popular artists of like her generation. Like, she's not a generational talent. She's not a generational like lyricist. But like, I mean, she is. I mean, I can't dispute that she is. But like, in my opinion, she's not like water meter tech, basically surveying without the poison ivy. Oh, bad. Actually, that'd be a lot of fun. I've seen the like, would you go out there with the locator and stuff like that? Like, that would be cool. At least you get to still be outside. Taylor Swift takes a jet back and forth between her bedroom and bathroom. Billionaire trash. See, you're liberal. You're very liberal with the use of trash. I can't call it trash because honestly, I really messed with Taylor Swift. Like, I like Taylor Swift for like their first 3 or 4 albums, like the ones where she was like still country or like country-esque, country adjacent. Like, I liked Fearless. I liked Red. I liked, was it Love Again or You Again or something like that? Whichever one was like when she was dating John Mayer. Like, that was like pretty much when I started falling off of her, because it's just like she started going into a direction where it's like I didn't really like it. It wasn't for me. And she's overrated to me, like way overrated. She's probably, in my opinion, besides Beyonce. Like, Beyonce and Taylor Swift are two of the most overrated artists in my eyes. And now I'm going to take heat for the Beyoncés. Like, the Beehive's going to come for me. I should not come here on a Saturday after I'm juiced up on coffee milk or chocolate milk, because I just don't like any multimillionaires. Okay. That's fair. I don't mind them, but I think in the context of this, it's like always I'm like, yo, get your money. Like, get your money. Them as people, like, I'm glad they're getting money. I'm glad they're getting paid. Do I think the content or like the music that they make correlates with how much I think they should get paid? No. Like, I can't believe Beyonce will drop anything and just people will just die over it. They'll just fall in love with it. Like, it's just so similar to Taylor Swift for me, where it's like, yo, there are so many better artists. I feel like you sacrifice your soul for that kind of life. Maybe. I mean, my buddy KB and I, we get into some heated arguments about, or not arguments, but discussions about like Illuminati and like whether it's a real thing, selling your soul for likes and views and money and success. And like, I can't dispute it. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but all I know is that I was driving home, or I was being driven home after a second date with this girl, and she listened to the entire Evermore album. I don't know, one of them that was like folky, and I just remember thinking, why did I come to Asheville with you? This is the worst. Now I'm listening to a Taylor Swift album for an hour and I can't leave. And it's like the writing was all right. Like the thing is, like, I've heard it all the time, like Taylor Swift is the best art, or like best writer of her generation, or like she's not that phenomenal of a writer. Like, in my opinion, a lot of times it feels like she's reaching, like she's just trying to be smart, sound smart, but it doesn't resonate. Like, her writing has never affected me in the same way that, like, Japanese Breakfast, the lead singer for Japanese Breakfast, and I think she's the main songwriter, Michelle Zauner, phenomenal writer. She'll write some things that, like, she'll hit you out. One of these days we'll go through the lyrics of some of her stuff, but she'll write some stuff that you feeling like you're 6 years old again, just like sitting outside waiting for your dad to come home from work. And you're like, how? You're like, how in the world did you string these sentiments together with the way you expressed them? Like, and Tallest Man on Earth. Exactly, Tallest Man on Earth. It's like, Tallest Man on Earth writes some of the most fantastic music and lyrics that are just like, but like, so talent, like lyricism wise, I put Tallest Man on Earth way leagues above Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift gets like crowned as the best writer of her generation. And it's like, she's good. Don't get me wrong. Like, she obviously has talent. Like, you know, who am I to? That's the thing. It's like, who am I to like say someone's talented or not? I'm not. But just my opinion is that she's overrated. Like, way overrated. And yeah, her popularity does have something to do with it. But it's also like, I listen to a lot of music. Like, that's one of my biggest things is like, I listen to a lot of music, and she is Gregory Allen. You know, exactly. Gregory Allen will write circles around Taylor Swift, and it's like, you know, Mitski will write circles around Taylor Swift, but like, only now are people giving Mitski some love just because of TikTok. Like, Mitski will write some things that have you wanting to like, yeah, she'll take you to a place. But like, I've never felt any of that when I'm listening to Taylor Swift. And to be fair, I always give them a chance. Always. Before I critique something or like criticize something, I give it a chance. So I've listened to her albums. So don't come at me with that. Like, I've listened to her stuff, and I really try. Like, I try to resonate. I try to blank slate it, you know. Kind of listen with my heart. And try not to be biased, even though it's tough. Like I said, I really, really liked Taylor Swift's first 4 albums. But it's one of those, like, when you see an artist start getting, like, ridiculously huge, but, like, like, whatever they're making doesn't quite match up with how you, like, perceive it should be, then it starts, like, getting, like, it's like, and this one might be, like, Guns N' Roses for me, overrated. Guns N' Roses, there were so many much better 80s hair bands than Guns N' Roses. There's much better 80s bands in general than Guns N' Roses. And it's just like, why is that the one that stuck? I don't know. Why do things get popular? I'm just one dude from Iowa saying that Taylor Swift is overrated, so. Add me to the list. Beyonce's overrated. Jay-Z's overrated. Who else? Who else is overrated? You're Tom Petty man? Now we're talking. Adam, that's why we're friends. Tom Petty, 100%. Tom Petty, his delivery and his like the things he wrote about, awesome. You know. Now some of them I could, like, you can tell, like, they're definitely a little more commercial, which makes sense, but like a lot of it was just genuine good writing. Grateful Dead, overrated. Bob Dylan, overrated. And I like now. I like Bob Dylan a lot. I like Bob Dylan, and I know his cultural significance and his effect on songwriting in general and modern songwriting as we know it. I get it, but a little overrated. Yeah, there are just some artists, but Taylor Swift is like the biggie for me because obviously she's the talk of the town. Like, she's the one that, like, you know. And I know the Swifties, that's a bad group to be on the bad side of. But here now on this podcast, we got to speak the truth. And Taylor Swift is overrated. See, that Bob Dylan one, I know that one's gonna hurt a few people. I know it. I'm not saying he's completely overrated. I'm just saying where we put him in the cultural, like, Mount Rushmore is overrated. It's overrated. The Beatles too. The Beatles are overrated. And I grew up on the Beatles. The Beatles will always forever have a soft spot. Love his music. He's an a-hole. Though, yeah, I've heard he's not very nice. Like, the Beatles, to me, probably top 5 of my forever bands. Like, in my eyes, like, there are very few bands that, like, make me feel like a kid again. And I listened to a lot of the Beatles growing up because my parents loved the Beatles. My dad even had a radio show where he'd play the Beatles on Sundays. So, like, they're a part of me. But even I can separate that and say the Beatles were overrated. They made interesting music. They made good music. But their songwriting, like, in terms of lyrics, average. Like, there was so much more interesting stuff coming out of the 60s, like the early 60s, and even the Stones. Like, I know Beatles and Stones get compared a lot. I prefer the Beatles, but the Stones, I mean, both were pretty much, I mean, a lot of their stuff was original, but they were also, I don't want to say stealing, but they were taking a lot of liberties with artists that came before them, you know. So, but the Stones, I think, were more interesting. Rolling Stones are better. Hot take. See? Hey, I'm not mad at that. I like the Beatles more, but I think the Stones are better. I think the Stones had more interesting things to say. The Stones were a little more edgy. And not that the edgy is better, but, like, they were just more interesting. It's like, I don't know. I like, because there are so many, I don't know, it's weird how we hold on to things from the past. Like, who gets to stay in our playlist? Who gets to stay on those, you know, classic rock stations? I'm always like, why did Guns N' Roses make it? Like, they're alright, but I don't know. Why did Joy Division make it? Joy Division's overrated. I'll be honest. And not just because I don't really like them. Joy Division is overrated. Like maybe they were, and it's tough because I'm looking at it from a different lens. Like I don't know what it was like when they released it. I don't know what the landscape of music was when they released, and so maybe they were like, interesting at the time, but like now with all the knowledge that I have and all the music I listen to, Joy Division is not that good. What suits and bowl cuts aren't interesting. Recycled songs aren't interesting. Suits and bowl cuts, not that interesting. Not that unless it's like a real strong bowl, like then that can be kind of interesting. Recycled songs can be interesting. I much prefer original things, or at least giving credit. Like, there's that whole thing where a lot of the popular artists of the 60s were stealing, like blatantly just stealing. I mean, because the artists before him had no rights to the music, and it was like primarily like, artists of color, like black blues artists would start making bops in the 50s, and like the white, pretty boys or pretty like, with more like broad reach, I guess at the time, would come in and co-sign on their songs and essentially just take them and just re-record versions of them and like then overshadow all the interesting like artists of color that were just as good, just if not more interesting, but they couldn't commercialize that in the 50s. So I think, aka the Beatles, like it's like everyone was doing it. Elvis was doing it. Everyone was taking, like, Elvis is overrated. Elvis is so overrated to me. Like, he was good. And he made some interesting things, but like, again, blatantly stealing from black artists. Like, and being praised for it. Like, doesn't sit right with me. And also, I mean, maybe it was one of those, he had like his showmanship. Like, I can't like deny that. Like, Taylor Swift, the showmanship, ridiculous. I heard I've never seen it with my own eyes, so I can't verify, but like, I hear she puts on a phenomenal live experience. That cannot be discredited in terms of like today's artists. I heard from what I've read, Elvis put on just, he was hypnotizing to watch. Some people have that charisma where they can just, so that's a big part of it. That's a big part of why they did numbers. But it's also like, he was basically the fifth Beatles black man. He had killed piano and helped with the songs. Yeah. Oh, Billy Preston. Yeah. Never really gave him credit for anything then. Exactly. That's what killed me. I remember, I knew he was on the piano, and it's, for me, it's that credit part. It's like a lot of the Stones were writing, like, just ripping songs off of blues, like American blues musicians. And like, I think the Stones actually, I could be wrong, but a lot of times they would at least attempt to give credit. I'm pretty sure I've seen in interviews where Mick Jagger would be like, yeah, we totally just ripped that right from, and he name drop, and at least I can respect that. But it's like, if you've taken like exact songs, exact riffs, exact drum fills, and like things like that from, artists, and it doesn't have to be black artists, it could be any artist, and I'm just like, just because you can sell it doesn't mean it's yours. So yeah. And so I think Elvis is overrated, even though I do really like Blue Christmas. Have a blue Christmas. I really like that song. I just never vibed with that whole, essentially just taking someone else's work, and just because you can commercialize it better, just because you have a broader public appeal, like, then at some point people forget about the artist that originally made it. Like, They're like, oh, you mean that Stone song? Like, no, no, no. Actually, that Fats Domino song that the Stone stole. But nobody. It's at by then you're not gonna dig deep. Like you don't hear Fats Domino on the radio or Muddy Waters. Like, but Elvis is still going strong. Like, it hurts me that like in 30 years, Taylor Swift's still gonna be going strong. Like, it hurts to think that like in 20, 30 years, like the Panic at the Disco and Taylor Swift song is just gonna be on the classic rock station just going. Cause like, yeah, Elvis never wrote his own stuff. That's what I heard. I heard like, and I don't know. Otis Redding, 100%. Now Otis, yeah. Now if we go into like shifting more into the kind of the Motown sound, more like that kind of genre, like, yeah, there are so many artists in that kind of that sound that were underrated. But like, it hurts to think that like, and I talked about Fall Out Boy last week, or no, yeah, maybe last week. I like Fall Out Boy. Like, I listen to a lot of their stuff, but it hurts to think that like in 30 years there's gonna be like a Fall Out Boy song, just one of their songs. It's just like, maybe it's Sugar We're Going Down Swinging, just like on the classic radio station, and like the kids then will think, oh, that's what was like art back then. That was what was good. I guess that's my whole point, is like, looking back, just because it stays, just because it's popular doesn't make it good. Like, there are so many artists like better than Fall Out Boy. And that's not like I don't think that's a hot take. That's just a take. Taj Mahal. Now, I don't know if I ever listened to Taj Mahal. Was he a pianist? I can't remember. But yeah, it's like, just because it's popular now and it gets numbers like on that, like, the Billboard 100 or whatever it is, like, doesn't mean it's good. Sometimes it does. Like, sometimes it correlates and it's really good. Michael Jackson, overrated. Let's go with that. I think Michael Jackson is overrated. Like, his voice is crazy. Like, his voice is really cool. I don't think. Okay, his writing though. I mean, he does have some good writing as well. He's more on the end where it's like he's overrated, but he's not like crazy overrated. I think he's like closer to like rated, but like he's getting to overrated for me, where it's like he's good. He's like, his voice is insane, but like, he's not who I would be listening to if I was in the 80s, the 70s, 80s, 90s. That's not. And I like to think that I'm a pretty good judge of like, but maybe I'm not. Who knows? I've just never. Taylor Swift and Grey's Anatomy. Those two are like the most overrated. So yeah, if that shows up in your like Tinder bio, I'm gonna have to not swipe right on that. And it's so funny because I know a lot of, like, so many of my friends, well, not so many, but like a few of my friends are like big Swifties, and I just never pass them the aux cord. There is one song on one of the Taylor Swift's albums. Like, is it Evermore? I don't remember. Lovemore, Nevermore. That she has with Justin Vernon, and I like that song, but mainly because Justin Vernon and his voice is crazy. Like, from Bon Iver, so his tone is ridiculous. So that's the only reason I like it. Brushy One String, good man. See, and that's one of my favorite genres is blues, and I think it informs a lot of like my musical, intellect, is because blues was such a big part of like my musical inspiration, and it's like what I like to play, and it's what I like to like kind of write a lot of the times, and I'm like gravitated to like that instrumentation. It also is like you can't listen to blues and not feel it. Like, so a lot of my like whenever I listen to like albums, I'm in that mindset of like it's got to make me feel something. Like it's got to make me feel like I just lost my wife and I'm sitting on the front porch just waiting for the time I pass so I can meet up with her again. Like that kind of thing. Like I want it to like music has the power to like hit your soul, and Taylor Swift has not hit my soul once. Like maybe she was getting there with Speak Now, maybe that album. But even then even when I was listening to it, I remember thinking, "Oh, this is pretty good." But like I never was like just guttural, just like this hurts or this like is joy. But when I listen to Japanese Breakfast, if you listen to Posing for Cars by Japanese Breakfast, or even Paprika, or Roadhead, or um, like so many of their songs, like will just hit you. There's a line, I'm trying to think of it, where um, I wish I could remember, but it's such a good line. Um, she just gotta go, dude. Hit me up. Come back to town. We need to hang out and jam for Philly Prophet. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for talking music. But yeah, of course, when I come back down, we'll link up. Yeah. Have fun. Have a good Saturday. But yeah, like I just gravitate toward really impactful writing. And look, I know that it's my opinion. Like, it's not lost on me. I know people who listen to Taylor Swift and it hits them to their core. But it doesn't hit me. Just like Beyonce, I know people listen to her and it like hits them to the core. But it does not hit me at all. Like, it is not effective. And people listen to Jay-Z. Although I feel bad, like I just called that family overrated. Bay and Jay. But I mean it. It's like Jay-Z overrated. I can't believe that he's in the list of like the top rappers of all time. Like, he's good, but there are dozens of rappers I'd put over Jay-Z. Maybe like not in cultural significance, but like in terms of talent, in terms of like musicality, and yeah, they're way more interesting artists. Like, I put Rakim over Jay-Z. I'd put pretty much any member of Wu-Tang ahead of Jay-Z. Tupac, obviously. Biggie, obviously. Eminem, 100% over Jay-Z. Nas. Nas' Illmatic is better than anything Jay-Z's ever made. 100%. Now, the rest of Nas' catalog is weak, so I can't put him necessarily over. But Eminem for sure. Not Dre. Not Snoop. Wu-Tang. Like, I know it's not fair because that's a group, but Wu-Tang is better. Anything Wu-Tang has made is way better than anything Jay-Z's ever made. I put Flow Rider over Jit. No, I'm just kidding. I can't go there. Nah, that's disrespectful. I'm sorry, Jay-Z. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, this all started talking about Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is the Taylor Swift of TV shows. So yeah. Anyways, Coachella, that's happening. I do love seeing like the updates from like people I follow who go to Coachella, or like celebrities I see going to Coachella, and I like seeing all the outfits, and like it seems like a cool mood. Like open air in the desert, like that's a really cool idea. It seems like it's a real fun time. Like you could see anybody just walking around. You just casually run into like, you know, Fred Armisen, just cause. And he's wearing like drippy beads and a Grateful Dead shirt, and you're like, that tracks. That tracks. And then you run into like Mariska Hargitay, and you're like, first of all, I didn't know you existed outside of this world, or like in reality. Like, no, that doesn't compute. But then you're like, second glance, yeah. But I would like to see LE SSERAFIM live, because they've been making some heat lately. Their new EP or album or whatever they're doing. If you've never heard the song Easy, banger. If you never heard the song Smart, that one hits too. That's just so infectious. It's like I think this generation of like artists, like especially K-pop, they're in good hands. Good hands. But yeah, that was a nice tangent. I could go in about music all day. But like I said, we're gonna keep this one shorter today, because I don't know, it's Saturday and we're just chilling out. But yeah, unfortunately, if I see like the You're a Swiftie, I don't think we're meant to be. And we can be friends, but like I said, I won't pass you the aux cord, because I don't trust that you're not going to play Taylor Swift. Because that's the thing about Swifties. It's like every Swiftie I've ever like interacted with. I love how I'm talking like they're like some kind of subspecies of human. No. Well, no. But every Swiftie I've ever interacted with, like, it's one of those like, we get it. You like Taylor Swift. We get it. She's your god. We get it. Like, it's almost like a lot of like, it's okay. I'm gonna make the analogy or the jump. So follow me here, but it's like a lot of like Christianity stuff where it's like, we get it. Your God is the only God. Oh, that's my puppy. He's a Swiftie too, so he doesn't like me talking about it. But like, it's one of those where like, we get it. You believe what you believe, but doesn't mean I have to believe it. I know that you think Taylor Swift is the best, but she's not my God. I don't pray to Lord T Swift at night. T Swift, if you're up there listening, I don't mean these words. Now I lay me down to sleep, evermore, forever, peace. But no, like, it's always like shoved in your face. Like, I've yet to meet like a nonchalant Swiftie where they're just like, you know what? I respect that you don't listen to Taylor Swift. I won't play them when you're around, or I won't shove them down your throat. But no, every Swiftie I meet, it's like that's the only thing. It's like almost like it's like almost like the moment you decide that you're a Taylor Swift fan, all of a sudden, every album that's not Taylor Swift is like deleted from anything you own. So like your phone, all your albums that you may have previously downloaded that are not Taylor Swift, gone. You know how when U2 released that album and it like suddenly infected all of the iPhone users, and like it was like 2006 or something, and like all of a sudden U2's album is like on your album. You're like, U2 still around? And now I've got an album that I didn't even ask for? It like I got forcibly downloaded. The opposite of that is T Swift. As soon as you like sign your life away to T Swift, it's like all albums are just immediately reverse downloaded. They're just taken up off your phone. They disappear into the ether. So now whenever you get the aux cord, the only thing you can play is T Swift. I think I've solved it. That's what it is. It's like, for some reason, if you had an iPod, your iPhone, your Samsung, whatever you're using, your computer, your Spotify playlist, if you like, let's say you're not a Swiftie yet, you've got a perfectly curated playlist, right? Thousands of songs. The instant you hit like on a T Swift song, all those other songs are gone. Now you're listening to one song religiously. It's just repeat for no reason. You have to hit the repeat button. You don't gotta do that now. Everything's T Swift. Everything. And it's not even like all her catalog. It's like from her folk days on. Like from 2015 on is what gets played. And it's wild to me. It's like every Swiftie I've ever met, it's just like, I'm almost like, do you listen to anything else? And they're always like, no. Why would I do that? I'm like, you're right. You're right. My bad. That was a dumb question. Now, on the flip side, though, like I said, as a person, A, I don't know her. B, get your money, girl. Get your money. Get your fame, Get your football players. Like, do it. And I'm a fan of Travis Kelce, and I love that for the game. I love when they clip to Taylor Swift, and it's like, I'm not like, I don't want to, okay, I know it's too late now, but like, I don't want people to think I'm like a hater of Taylor Swift. I don't hate Taylor Swift. I think, A, she has done wonders for the NFL. Like her presence alone has generated so much conversation and so much like energy around football. It's fun to watch. And I'm not even a football guy, but like, it's cool to see somebody who's famous impact a completely different realm. So I think that's a really interesting, like, anthropological, experiment going on there, which is interesting. But I think, like I said, I don't dislike her. Like, if I was ever to meet Taylor Swift face to face, I'd be it'd be just like meeting anybody else. I'm like, I don't harbor hate or ill will toward her. Like, I want her to be successful, do your thing. I just don't mess with your music. And I think you're overrated as an artist, not as a person. I don't know you as a person. Like, spend as much time on the NFL, you get as much screen time as you want. I don't care. Like, I'm not one of those, like, I'm actually, honestly, like, I hate seeing all the, like, hate she gets for, like, the guys, the Brads and the Chads who, like, can't stand her there. Like, for what? Like, she's helping grow your game. She's helping put more eyeballs on your game. Like, that's what you want. More money into your team's pocket. So that flabbergasted me. Like, that's just pure hate. That's not where I stand. I'm just talking purely musically. Like, she's the Grey's Anatomy of musicians. Where it's like, it's not bad. There's a reason it's lasted so long. It's got a cult following. But the writing is not game changing. Like, you're not going to be, at least me, I'm not going to be thinking about a Grey's Anatomy episode in 10 years. On my deathbed, I'm never, like, it didn't affect my life, impact my life. That's probably too much. That's probably enough of the T Swift talk. They're listening, so it's like I'm not afraid of the CIA or the police. I'm afraid of the Swifties, honestly. Like, they've got my wiretap, they've got my bug. Like, I know it. So if I get shadow banned, if you start seeing weird stuff from this channel, start seeing like Taylor Swift ads or like, it wasn't my choice. I'm sorry. They got me. But if it ever comes to a point where it's like, oh, Raya's been listening to T Swift a lot, that's a lie. I'll listen to her album when it comes out. The one with like the paragraph for her name. I'll listen to her new T Swift album just to give it a chance. But I don't know. I've liked a few songs here and there on her albums, recent albums, but like not to the extent like other people are like in love with it. But like I said, T Swift, I don't dislike her as a person. That's the thing. She could be a great person. Her just music, it just does not hit me. But also, maybe what if I saw her in a live show and like it changed my entire life? Like I said, I am always open to that. Like, I hear she gives a crazy good performance. Like, from everything I've seen, all the like people I follow on Insta, like they say T Swift gives some of the best performances you'll ever see, and I'm like, is that true? Like, how many concerts have you gone to? But if it's true, I'm down to see it. T Swift, rock my world. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical. But yeah. So how's everybody's Saturday going? We talked about T Swift there for like, I don't know, an hour. Maybe that might be too much to talk about T Swift. But you guys having good evenings, good Saturdays. What did I do today? Oh, I put my plants outside. I got my plants hard. Nope. I hardened my plants. That's nope. Don't like how I said it before. I don't erase that from your mind. That was not what I meant to say. Oh, that's kind of my bok choy got hard. That's what I was doing. Getting my onions hard. Nope. Don't like that. We're gonna back up. Don't like where that's headed. I was hardening my plants. You okay, puppy? He's got the cough. Yeah, I was hardening my plants. So that's what I was doing today. It was really nice out. It was windy. Also, this is the most I showed my tattoos in a minute. I rarely wear tanks. But your boy's been going to the gym. So I figure, why not? Why not let him loose a little bit? Because, yeah, it's funny. Like, the people I work with don't really ever know that I have tattoos, especially if I work, like, inside. I'm almost always wearing long sleeves. Like, unless you get out in the field with me, where I'm, like, t-shirted up, you won't know. I mean, obviously, my hands. Like, you can see my hands and my neck. Like, you'll know I got some, but one of these days we'll do a tattoo tour, and I'll go through some of them, and, like, some of the meanings behind them. If people want to see it, I don't know. I've got a creamsicle tattoo right there. So, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I was getting my plants hard today, and yeah, they might have died. So yeah, there's that. But like I said, this week I'm thinking probably take tomorrow off, just chill, just relax. It's supposed to be really nice. It's supposed to be in the 80s, so I'm really looking forward to just kind of sitting outside and taking my puppy and being outside because it's much needed. And then next week, Monday, I want to do some Minecraft. Tuesday, we'll do the topics because that's fun. Did you realize we spent about 25 minutes talking about blacksmiths? When would I ever do that? Like that's so fun. Sorry, I got loud real quick. That's so fun to me. It's like we're talking about blacksmiths. Sorry, African American smiths, and like we got into it. That's fun. So we'll do topic Tuesday, and then Wednesday, like I said, Wednesday we'll probably do Alan Wake. We'll do some streaming, and we'll start that from the ground up. So it would be my first time playing it. I saw my brother play it one time, a year ago, but I figured it'd be fun to stream it. It seems like a very fun streaming game. It's a little spooky, a little like jump scary-ish, but it's not like Resident Evil. It's not like gory or gross. I think maybe it is. Yeah. So we'll probably do that Monday, Friday, because I really like the idea of making progress. Because like if we did it like a week, like if we did Alan Wake on Wednesday, and then waited till the following Wednesday, that's kind of like a long time to like. When I get into a game, I want to like keep going. So there's also the Walking Dead game, like a zombie game. But I want to try Alan Wake first and see if that's fun. So I'll probably do that Wednesday and Friday of next week. And this is all going to be starting 10 p.m. Central Time. So, what's up, bud? Stoked to see you on here. All up, bro, Wyatt. Hey, what's up, Wyatt? Hey, I'm glad to see you here, man. I'm glad to see you here. I miss you. I hope everything's going well with you. Cause yeah, I miss you too. One of these days when it gets warm, like it's still kind of chilly, but like one of these days in the summertime, I'll have you up here and we'll grill out and we'll have just a blast. But yeah. So yeah, Wednesday and Friday will be probably Alan Wake. Thursday will be K-Drama Thursday. But yeah, it'll be fun. And all those are in Central Standard Time, so 10 p.m. Central. We'll get into 10 p.m. Central next week. Every weekday. So you can kind of tune in on days that you want to. If you like Minecraft, Mondays. If you like gaming, Wednesday, Fridays. I like K-dramas, Thursday. If you like hearing me yap, that's a Tuesday kind of situation. But man, that's cool to see you in here, Wyatt. That's awesome. Madden though, I mean, I'm not opposed, honestly. I'm more of an NBA 2K kind of guy, but I threw down on some Madden, so I'm down. And if you're ever trying to play, I'm down. As long as you're cool with me streaming my perspective, then I'm down. If you're trying to catch some L's, some documented L's on here, I'm just kidding. But no. I'm always catching L's. That's not true. I know that's not true. Wyatt, you're one of the real ones. You're one of the good ones. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you probably made that experience what it was. Like, why it would, like, I enjoyed it. You know that because like I'm trying to think, if you hadn't been there, I don't know if I would have had as much fun. Like, I'm honest. Like, some days I'm like, man, that stinks that I had to leave. Like, that does like burn me up. But like, all that being said, I'm glad you were there because I'm glad to know you. Like, I'm glad that you're in my life now, and like, that's you. You definitely made that experience way better than without you. So I appreciate you. But yeah, that doesn't mean I'm gonna go easy. That don't mean I'm gonna just hand you out W's. Like, you gonna have to work for the W on that one, because I'll download some Madden tonight. No, but in all honesty, though, I'm not that good at Madden. I'm not. So you're gonna find I can't back that up. That's Madden. I catch L's. Now 2K. If we're playing 2K, I rarely catch L's. If we're playing FIFA, you won't give me any L's. If we're playing like Call of Duty or like Valorant or something, I'll take L's in the beginning, but I'm a quick study with some first person shooters. Like, I'll come back. But hey, why are you still surveying? Because I've been curious, but I've been so bad at social media and so bad at, like, messaging. So I just kind of fallen off. Like, it's so like, that's the thing about living out here in like the country in the middle of nowhere. It's like, it's so easy to just disconnect from society, where it's just like, since I'm not in town every day, like, I'm not even I haven't been down to Ames or Ankeny since leaving work. So it's like, I am so disconnected from that. Like, it's wild. It's like, you almost, like, not that you have to become a hermit, but it's like it forces you into, like, disconnection. Like, there's a disconnect. I'm like, if it doesn't affect this square mile of farmland, I don't know what's going on. Nah, bro, got out of that. I started playing Rainbow Six Siege. Love that game, but I'm so bad. Yo, I've heard Rainbow Six is really fun. I've wanted to get into it, but you say you're so bad. That's I'd be right there with you, 100%. But I heard it's fun, and I'm okay with being bad at things. Like, but no, good for you. Good for you. Hopefully, you're like navigating the things that you like have that passion for and that drive for. Cause, man. Because, yeah, I have no doubt, like I said before, I have no doubt you'll be successful in whatever you do. Like, once you put your mind to something, no, you got it. I miss surveying, honestly. I miss it because it's something I actually love to do, but I found that, like, I really love, like, surveying in the South. I don't know, something about being in the woods and like running boundaries, and like something about the landscape and being in the mountains. Like, it's different. It's like, surveying here is alright, but it's kind of boring when it's like straight lines, and it's easy. It's like, not easy, but it's just so, everything's uniform, and it's just, but it's also because I don't like Iowa. So, like, I love being, it's like different. It's like one of those things where, like, the job could be cool, but if you don't like where you are, you're not going to like any of it. And it's like, in the inverse of that, it's like, if the job's not very cool, but like you love where you are, it like makes the job that much better. So, like, I just do not feel connected to Iowa apart from my family. And so it's like, but like when I'm in the South, you can't get this smile off my face. Like, I know I'm like a positive dude, but like, you cannot take the smile off my face when I'm in the South surveying. Nothing better. Um, Me and my bro play it sometimes. You gotta hop on with us. Yo, I'm down. I am down. I can link it up. Like, no, I would like 100%. I'll look into that. How often y'all play? Because I mean, it really doesn't matter. I can be on whenever. Hit me up off stream one of these days, and I'll catch you up. Okay, yeah, perfect. Let's do it. No, 100%. Because yeah, it does sound fun. It's been a minute. But so yeah. We have been on a Madden kick, but still hop on R6. Okay. Cool. Hey, who's your team on Madden? And you better not say the Chiefs. I'm just kidding. I know you a fan, so that's fine. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Wyatt. Welcome to the family. You know, I knew it. I knew you picking the Chiefs. Were they like 95 rating in that? I mean, you with you Patrick Mahomes, you don't have to. All you gotta do is push one button and you score. So, I get it. I already tell you right now, I'm in the Browns, and give me like 2 games to warm up, maybe 3, maybe 4. If you playing the Chiefs, I maybe need 5 games to warm up. But that 6th game, I'll probably still lose. So 7 games. 7 games, I got you. Then it will make it a battle. You're going to be the next Jinx or Sketch here on Twitch, bro. I know. Chiefs, baby. Browns, baby. Browns. No, that'd be cool, though, because I look up to them. That's well, I don't look up, but like I've seen them and I enjoy their stuff. But that's funny. It's really just, I don't know. Like, you've seen it. I like to be funny, and I like to just be me and see what happens. But Chiefs, baby, get out of here. Y'all won the Super Bowl this year, and I'm a little upset because I knew it was gonna happen, and I was rooting for the 49ers. But good for you guys. I'm happy for you. Like I said, my mom is a big Chiefs fan, so I'm glad she gets to see them win and win and win. But it hurts my soul a little bit. Hurts my soul. That's all I'm saying. Won it last year too. Gonna go for 3. You know what? Hurts a little bit. But if it happens, I won't cry, but I might throw some things. 3 times in a row, that's too many for the Chiefs in my eyes. I was good with 1. Y'all can have 1. Take it. Patrick Mahomes, take it. That's yours. Travis Kelce, I like you. You have it, you know? All yours. Now 2, we got to renegotiate some things. 2, okay, but 3? No. I can't give you 3. Wyatt, you my boy, but I cannot give you 3. No. I need every single team in the league to gang up on y'all. Every one of them. I don't wish ill. Like, I don't want like anybody to get injured on your squad, because I actually really like Patrick Mahomes, even though he's built like a lunch lady, and I really like Travis Kelce, even though he's like 67. It's like, I like your squad, but if you guys win 3 in a row, I might be done with football for a while. Just like I stopped watching football for a minute when the Patriots kept winning. Like, I was out. Put $20 on it. Hey. You call my bluff. but like a lunch lady. 100%. He runs. He's all waist up when he runs. His legs aren't even doing any of the work. It's all upper body. It's wild. He runs like a lunch lady. It's weird. Next time you watch him run, it's all this. But you guys just, I don't know if I can put money on it, because literally at the end of that 49ers Super Bowl game, my sisters got it on video. I literally diagrammed exactly what was going to happen before it happened. In the fourth quarter, I was like, okay, what's going to happen here is they're going to tie it up in overtime. The 49ers are probably going to need a field goal if they even score. And then guess what? You're going to leave the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands. He's going to do this, take him down, score. It's exactly what happened. It's one of those, it's like, I don't think the NFL is scripted. I just think he is so good and so talented when it needs to happen. He's like the best clutch like performer I've seen in a long time, where it's like, yo, if he's got the ball and you have more than 45 seconds, he's got that special ability where he can make it happen. And I knew it was going to happen. So at this, I can't put $20 on it, because I can't bet against them, even though I don't want to bet for them. Like, me not betting against them is not the same as me betting for them, if that makes sense. Like, I just can't, in good conscience, bet against Patrick Mahomes. And that sucks. That really is tough for me to say, because I want the Browns to win it all. Like, and at this point, I'd rather the Cowboys win than the Chiefs. And I don't like the Cowboys. Like, the only teams I'd want to see win less than the Chiefs are the Patriots and that's it. And that's not good company. That is not good company. But Patrick Mahomes is definitely built like a lunch lady. There's no denying that. I mean, that's just you use your eyeballs and you just watch the game film and you're like, yeah. That's how I imagine. I've never seen a lunch lady run, but I know for a fact that's how Miss Greta from my 5th grade lunch room, like, that's how she runs. 100%. Regardless of the fact that she was like 80, still, they got the same body, like the same build. What are you doing these days? You still staying busy? Yeah, I'm just chilling, pretty much. So it's one of those things where I'm going to Korea once my passport, once I re-up my passport. So pretty much all I've been doing is helping around the house and, cooking and spending time with my fam. So on that end, it's been really nice. Like, it reminded me that, like, okay, that's why I'm back here. It's like, now that I'm not working, 40, 50 hours a week, plus driving 3 hours a day, seeing my fam for half hour a day during the weekdays and some on the weekend. It's like, now that I'm back and I'm actually back, like, it's been good. I get to chat with my dad every day, and, we're going to work out in the garden here once it gets warmer. And, so yeah, that has been really fun. But I'm getting antsy. That's a big reason why this is going on, is like, I'm getting antsy, where it's like, I don't want to, it's tough. It's like, after leaving there, it's like, I don't really want to survey here. And survey's what I love to do. And it's like, I could go back to school for teaching, but I don't want to teach here. It's all wrapped up around the fact that, like, now that I'm not surveying, I don't know if I want to be Iowa bound for more than a year or a year and a half. Like, it's just like, I had to sit down with myself, like, and just really, like, get into the why and, like, what I love. And I found out I love my family to death, and I really enjoy my friends here, and I enjoy it, like having you here, like, that's so dope. But, like, I don't, like, feel as, I don't feel like the best version of myself in Iowa. Like, there's something about me being, like, I love North Carolina. I loved, you know, being in a new space. Like, I've already lived, 26 years in Iowa. Like, I've already done everything in Iowa that I've ever wanted to do. Like, I'm just not motivated. I don't care about seeing, Minneapolis or Chicago. I've been there dozens of times. I don't want to have to take a flight to get to the coast. So it's one of those where, like, I'm going to spend maybe a year here with my fam. More to the point, I'm taking a trip to Korea finally. Hopefully, I'm just waiting for my passport renewal process to just give me the okay. And then I'm going to do a few weeks in Korea, maybe a week in Japan. And then when I come back, I'll get back into, doing something career-wise. And it might be survey related, or maybe it just be something to, like we were talking about before, like it might just be something to pass the time and help pay some bills until I eventually move away. And I'm trying to convince my fam to come down to the Carolinas with me, or like Georgia, or like Alabama. I feel like you belong in Florida, maybe. See, Florida's on the table. Except I am I'm afraid of alligators. Like, the thought of surveying where alligators exist terrifies me. No lie. But, like, as far as climate, I've been to Florida several times. Love it. And the people, actually not that crazy. They're pretty crazy, but, like, not too much so. Like, as long as I avoid, like, Miami, like, I would do, like, Gulf side. Like, maybe, like, whatever their capital is. I can't remember what it's called. Or I could do Gainesville. As long as I just avoid Miami, I'll be fine. I could do the Keys. That'd be fun. But, like, I'm thinking along the lines of, like, South Carolina. Like, I want to go to Savannah. Maybe on the outskirts of Savannah, something like that. Do some surveying. Maybe even Mississippi. I mean, there's so many, like, Louisiana's on the table. Coastal Texas is on the table. All I need is warm weather and the beach. Like, that's it. Throw the collector at the gator, bro. Pop it on the head with the tripod legs or something. 100%. Boop. Boop, boop. 100%. I would do it. I would throw it. Just, like, toss the collector in his mouth. Like, now he's the surveyor. Let him do it. I'm done. If I saw a gator, if I had to interact with a gator, like, while I was surveying, you would know that's the instant I am no longer a surveyor. I don't care how licensed I am. I don't care how many years I put into it. As soon as there's a gator in my field of vision while I'm on the clock, and I've got business cards that say surveyor, I'm done. Right there, I take out the business cards, throw them at the gator, and just shout, "I'm unemployed." Like, I'd be self-unemployed on that situation. Like, that's game over. I can't mess with gators. I can't. It's like a fear, like a legit. Like, I talked about this like a few days ago, but, like, I'm not afraid of sharks. I'm not afraid of bears. I'm not afraid of snakes. None of that stuff freaks me out. If I go out like that, fine. But a gator, something about it just freaks me out. Just freaks me out. Electrical tape plus rover plus auto log equals topo. Exactly. See? I like the way you're thinking, but you're going to have to be the guy who, like, sets it all up for me. Because, like, I'm not going within 20 feet of that thing. Like, no way. Tape it to the gator's head and let him. Exactly. Just let him just roam. Just let him. He'd probably just be better than me, honestly. A gator with no experience is probably a better surveyor, honestly. No, like that, and they could do some water topos, some, like, get really into the creeks and things. But, like, that would freak me out. Like, if I just stumbled upon one somehow, because you know what we do. Like, you've been out there. We go into like the places no one else wants to go to. So like, just imagine cutting your way through like some shrubs or some bushes, and like all the other side like is marshland, and like there's a gator or something. Like, this eyes I just picture like their eyes like popping up above the water. You know how they have the eyes on the top of their head, which is freaky, which is weird. Like, put them on the bottom of your body, like a normal animal, but they're on the top like that. And I mess up a gator so bad. We're going to Florida in November, and me and Logan are about to wrestle up a gator. Yo. First of all, that's awesome. That's cool that you guys are going to Florida. Second, send pics or it didn't happen. No, don't. Like, I'm not encouraging you to wrestle a gator, because that, honestly, that's a nightmare for me. Like, legitimately, I've had dreams of wrestling gators, and I don't win. I never win. Like, and even if I did win, that's still a nightmare for me. Like, that's just a lose-lose situation. But dang, hey, where out in Florida are you going? Because I'm not gonna lie, November in Florida is a dream. Like, that sounds awesome. Although I have had gator bites when I was in North Carolina, and they're pretty good. So if you happen to wrestle one out, choke one of them bad boys out, you know, grill it up and send me the meat, because I like some good gator, honestly. But never in my life have I thought, hey, you know what? Let me go interact with this gator. Nah. It ain't me. So that limits my coastal Southern America surveying time. I'd rather do scorpions. We haven't decided yet. Maybe St. Petersburg. Oh, I've never been, but I've heard good things. I've heard really good things. And it's supposed to be in, like, I'm guessing, like, mid-70s, mid-80s maybe in November. Beautiful. I can't remember. Have you been out to... I don't think you haven't been out to Florida, right? From my memory. But that'd be another cool one to check off the list. But yeah, we just chilling here in Iowa. We just living. I do really enjoy getting to spend time with my family. Like, that's been big. Like, especially, like, I realized once I left down in Ankeny that, oh yeah, like, I was not spending much time here at all. Like, I would pretty much just come home and sleep, and like, that defeats the entire purpose of me being back here. Like, the whole reason I packed up everything and moved up was to spend afternoons with my family and cook for them, and, you know, help out around the house or help out with, you know, errands and things like that. So, and help with the dogs and everything. It kind of made me realize, oh yeah, like, they're right, like 100%. You know, not that I was being selfish, but I was just, like, still trying to have the best of both worlds. I was still trying to, like, do something I enjoyed and commit, you know, 50 hours, 60 hours a week to a career I enjoyed, and balance being a good son. So, I gotta run, dude, but hit my phone up whenever. Yeah, of course. Stoked to support you anytime, brother. Love what you're doing on the stream. Never met a better guy, so just shoot the ball. Yeah, same here, Wyatt. Hey, do your thing. Have a good Saturday. Have a good weekend, man. Yeah, I'll hit you up, and we'll go through it, and maybe I'll download some Rainbow Six and some Madden, and we'll get on the stick sometime. So, I'm glad you came through. Always good seeing you, man. You're welcome anytime. Like I said, we'll kick it when it gets warmer out here, and I'll have you up here, and, you know, we can meet the fam. So, yeah, 100%. my chocolate milk is dwindling. And we've been what, 2 hours out here? Not bad. Not bad. Does anybody out there know Alan Wake, the game? Because that's I gotta do a little more research on that one. But that one's next. I'm curious about it. I don't know much about Alan Wake. But I hear there's 2 of them out. So it'd be kind of fun to play the first one, and like if we vibe with it, then we just keep going and just, play the second one. Because I want, like, I don't know. Like, that's part of the reason I did this, was to play more games. And so I think it's like kind of defeating the purpose if I just yap all the time. But I like yapping, so that's the kind of line I'm walking right now, just so you guys can get into my brain, is like, I love to yap and love to just be funny and try to be witty. That's where like I feel like I thrive. But I also was trying to do this to play more video games. So if I'm not playing video games, then like a big portion of why I'm doing this is for naught. But then I always try to like remember, like, oh, it's just whatever I want to do. We can do whatever we want here. Like, there are no rules. We can badmouth Taylor Swift for an hour, and there will be absolutely no consequences at all. No, there'll definitely be some consequences. Like, I'm pretty sure they're pinning those death threats right now. Guaranteed. Some Swiftie somewhere is going to see this. And then, so if you don't hear from me on my regular scheduled times, send help. Because someone got me. A Swiftie got me. Absolutely. Don't play with those Swifties. Do not play with them. They mean business. I've seen firsthand. But and also next week I want to try to hook up the music so that we can vibe to like some music, because that's another big thing I wanted to do. And I don't know, with all the Twitch regulations, I don't know how much music we can listen to or what we can actually listen to. Maybe it'd be one of those things I try it out one time, and if I don't get striked, we'll keep it going. But I love sharing music, and I love just listening to music. Like, even this would just be fun to have some music in the background, like playing some stuff I listen to, Lainey or Keshi, or we could be all over the map. But it's like when I'm watching streams, I love, like, something that'll catch me is like when people are listening to music I like, Which brings me to another point. Why so many people into Deftones now? Like, it's weird to me. Like, Deftones are decent. I think they're overrated, but like, so many people are into Deftones now. And it's like, where'd you come from? Why is that a thing? Was it in like a popular show and then like now it's everywhere? Or did like a TikTok, like, or just people genuinely like Deftones? Like, it's wild to me. Just like there's so many people now into being choked. I'm like, where did this come from? Has this always been there? Or is this just like somebody watched Euphoria one time and like that's what's going down? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But the Deftones, I think, are overrated. They're cool, but like they're not all that. Like, I can't believe everyone's like, or like a lot of people I know, like that's what they'll post. You know who's not overrated? Sleep Token. Have you ever listened to Sleep Token? They're going to be on the Spotify playlist that I play on here, because Sleep Token is an absolute vibe. That is really good music. They do everything. It's like, I think my sister was trying to ask me like, what kind of music do they make? and I cannot sum them up. Sleep Token, like they don't conform to a genre. They do their own thing. Sleep Token makes Sleep Token music. It's like rock, metal, hip hop, blues. It's just they're eclectic. That's the perfect word for it. They're eclectic. So yeah, Sleep Token. If I saw people like posting a bunch about Sleep Token or getting Sleep Token tattoos, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. I'd get one. But Deftones? They're alright. Let me find that. I'm gonna find that Japanese House lyric. Sorry, Japanese Breakfast. Japanese House is a different band, and they're good too. Japanese Breakfast. Oh, what is that? Is it Boyish? Yeah, I think Boyish is the song. If you ever heard Boyish by Japanese Breakfast, she's got a line that says, I can't get you off my mind. I can't get you off in general. Like, when I heard that for the first time, I paused it and like replayed it like 4 times in a row just so I could make sure I heard it right. I can't get you off my mind. I can't get you off in general. Like the power in those, in the way she sings it, she just kind of, I can't get you off of my mind. I can't get you off in general. Something like that. And I was just like, dang, that hits. Like I can't stop thinking about you, but also I can't satisfy you. And she goes on to say, like, you know, you want somebody more beautiful or something like that. Like, that's what I'm like. That line in itself hit me harder than anything Taylor Swift ever made. It's hit me harder than anything Jay-Z has ever made. Hit me harder than anything Beyonce's ever made. Hit me harder than anything Elvis has ever made. Except for Blue Christmas, but that's tangled up in nostalgia, so that doesn't count. And I also saw that it's really cool. Dua Lipa is like doing a book club thing, and the first book I saw was Crying in H Mart by the lead singer of Japanese Breakfast, Michelle Zonner, and like that's a really cool idea to me. Like that's so awesome. Like, so yeah, if you haven't read Crying in H Mart, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm about a quarter of the way through. It's really good. It's just really sad. It like deals with her losing her parent or losing her mom, and it just, excuse me, it's just really, it's really well written. Like, and I love her thoughts on things, and it's like really, it feels honest. It feels like raw. Like you can tell like some of the emotions in there are like real. Like I remember one of the parts. So her mom, I think, dies of cancer. And the whole memoir is essentially, you know, her having to move on without her mom, you know, and it's like everyone is going to experience that, right? Everyone's going to experience like a loved one passing, you know. You just hope it's as distant as the future as it possibly can. You get as much good time with them as you can, but you know, it's going to happen to all of us. So right there, it's going to resonate. But then it also kind of backtracks into like their experiences together and like their memories, her memories of her and her mom. And there's this one part that stuck with me where like she'll be out in like a restaurant or somewhere, and she'll see a kid and their mom together, and she'll get really angry. Like she'll just get like angry that this person gets to spend time with their mom, and she doesn't get that anymore. Like, especially if the mom is around her mom's age when she passed, like she'll get like she says like she just gets just so angry. Hey, thanks for the follow, CR. Rodrigo, thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome. Welcome to the family. Um, but uh, but yeah, I hope you're having fun. Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Um, Hope it's warm where you are. I hope you're eating something yummy. But so yeah, in this memoir, she's pretty much just like recounting like her experience with her mom and losing her mom, and it really resonated with me. Like, I'm not an angry person. Like, I let a lot of things go, but like I don't know how I would be if like that was my mom. If I lost my mom and then I'm out there seeing someone who like kind of resembles my mom, but it's not my mom, and some kid gets to just spend more time laughing and talking with them, and I'm just like sitting there thinking like, oh, I don't have my mom anymore. Like, I feel like that'd be so heavy, and I don't know if I would feel anger. Maybe I would. Maybe I feel resentment or anger, or maybe I'd cry. I don't know. But it's the point of the story is like that book is really good so far, and it's like it'll make you feel things. And honestly, I can't pick it up sometimes because it'll make me like real sad. Like, just thinking, like, when you start thinking about like mortality and like your parents' mortality, it's just like sometimes I just want to watch some funny anime and like not think about heavy things. But when you do feel like listening or reading some heavy things, crying in H Mart is really good. I'll never forget one time. It was my first trip to Charleston, and it was my first like real. Well, it was like a good solo trip to the South, and I was sitting at a park. This is maybe like day 2 or 3. I was sitting at a park, and like usually when I'm on a trip, about day 3 is when I start like missing my family. It's like I start missing, being around them, especially when you solo travel, when it's just you and your thoughts, like, and you're experiencing all these things just by yourself. You start to like, it like amplifies how quickly you miss somebody. And I remember sitting at this bench, day 3 in Charleston, surrounded by people I didn't know, and I look across, and there's this old man standing, not old man, but he was probably in his 50s, just staring out at the lake. And something about him, like the way he was dressed, reminded me just like my dad. And I remember just feeling real sad and like real nostalgic, and it made me miss him a real lot. Like, I think I texted him later that day just because I was like, dang, I miss my pops from seeing this guy, like, that like somewhat reminds me of him. And that was like when I realized the power of like that kind of stuff. And my dad is still alive, like, and it was like that stays with me. I can still picture where I was sitting and like everything in that moment. Like, I saw him and I got real sad. I was like, oh, my dad. And I realized how much I love my dad, and I was like it was wild. So then I can't even imagine if I couldn't like text my dad or like come back and see him, what that would feel like. Man, I did not mean to get so deep on a Saturday so quickly. But it's how my brain works, so that's what we're doing. But I'm gonna go pee real quick, guys. So stay tuned. We'll be back. I'm not done yapping just quite yet. You're not rid of me just yet. So yeah, give me about 5 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, guys. Alright, guys. I am back. Alright. I got my spearmint tea, as you can see, right here. My favorite. So we're going to wind down the rest of the night. Probably go for another half hour or so. So if you have any Saturday night questions, this is the time. This is the time. But that being said, I'm always down for any questions ever. Anything that pops in your brain, feel free to say it. I don't care. I'm an open book. And oftentimes that just leads us into tangents that are fun. So, but like I said, if you're a lurker, nothing wrong with that. I'm a lurker. When I'm on streams, I don't like to interact. So, no shame in that. It's encouraged. But, so yeah, something I thought of while I was making my tea. I'll give you the backstory. So, spearmint tea is my favorite tea, right? And I was on one of these dating websites or apps and matched with this girl. And she's a big fan of peppermint tea, right? And I was like, oh man, soulmate. But turns out I cannot do texting. Like, I don't. That initial, like, it's just tough for me to get excited about talking with someone new these days. And I don't know if a lot of you feel that way. Like, especially if you're single. Or I don't know, whatever your relationship status is, and maybe you're looking to meet new people. Even friends. Like, that initial, like, texting and getting to know them thing. Like, I can do it for maybe a day or maybe, like, 2 or 3 days tops. But then I just get, like, not bored, but I just, like, just keep living my life. And, like, if we don't see each other, like, immediately, you're just like a name in my phone. And that maybe sounds harsh, I don't know. But I never met up with Peppermint Girl. And I stopped texting her. And I don't know, it's just, and maybe it is that I'm just getting out of a serious relationship, so that could be it too, where it's just like, I invested so much time in that relationship that, like, it's hard for me to imagine putting that much time in again, at least so soon. But also, just that initial, like, texting part is just so boring. Like, maybe I just haven't met a person who, like, gets me. No, that's not true, because everyone seems really cool. I'm not gonna put it on them. That's on me. It's like maybe I'm just not in the right mindset or, like, mental capacity to, like, do that. But, like, anytime I've gotten, like, to the stage where, like, okay, I want to text this person. Like, recently it's just been like, it's not even that I lose interest, because I'm still interested in them. Like, if they invited me to do something, I'd probably say yes. But, like, I just don't. I'm not good at texting. I'm not good at, like, messaging. I'm not good at, like, the most you can get out of me is, like, I'll post when I'm going live, or, like, I'll post funny stuff on my stories and things like that, or, like, gyms, selfies, things like that. That's the kind of stuff that I, like, can keep up with, because it's very, it's very limited, and B, there's no, like, contractual, like, obligation for me to, like, keep it going. You know, I can post something on my gym self, like, on Snapchat, and, like, forget about it. But, like, once you enter, like, texting, then there's, like, a back and forth, and it's just like, and then me. Okay, so for me, like, this is my biggest dating pet peeve and my biggest probably red flag out there, for at least, it's when people exhibit this behavior, it's a red flag for me. Okay, if we are texting or messaging or whatever it is, especially in the beginning, if it's been a week and we've been texting a little bit here and there, right, or even back and forth, if I don't respond within a day or two, and you get upset by that, that's a huge red flag for me. Like, as soon as you start to make me feel guilty for not responding in an appropriate amount of time, you're as good as out. Like, I don't, like, that's essentially saying, hey, Chris, I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's essentially what that is to me. Because it's like, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that I'm, like, I hate to bring up the, like, my age, but, like, it's just, like, accumulation of, like, experiences. At this point in my life, is like, I realize what I'm about, you know? And it's like, the things I enjoy doing, I like working 45, 50 hours a week, you know, in a career that I enjoy. So there are going to be a lot of times where I'm doing that, where I'm not available to get back to you, you know. And then when I'm on my off time, I love spending time with my puppy, or listening to music, or cooking, or doing all these things, spending time with my family that do not involve texting or like messaging somebody, you know. Obviously it's different if we're like in a relationship. Like, if we are dating and you're my person, that's different, you know. Then I will make the time, make the effort to like text you back, or like communicate that, hey, I'm not near my phone right now, but like, come over if you want to hang out, or I'll see you in a few hours, that thing, you know. But if we haven't met in person, or if we haven't, like, if we're not dating, and if we've only known each other for a week on an app, and you come at me with like, why aren't you responding, or geez, took you long enough, things like that, I'm out. Because for me, I know maybe that's not what you mean, or maybe it is, but like, in my eyes, it's like you not respecting my time. Like, I want someone who respects me and my time, and like realizes life is not all about a response. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, as soon as somebody like makes me feel guilty for not responding to them in like an appropriate amount of time. Like, I was born in the 90s. You got to remember, it's like, I was born in the days of like voicemail. Like, so if you call and one of my brothers or sisters on the phone, you're going to get that dial tone, and I might never know you called. Right? Or you just got to bank on me listening to your voicemail within an appropriate amount of time. But even then, if you didn't, and I got back to you in 2 or 3 days, it was no big deal. But now, everything's so immediate. Everything's like texting or app related, where it's like, you know, everyone expects you to respond in an hour or within the same day. I'm not built like that. Like they say, I'm built different. Like, I'm built incorrectly, I think, because there's a lot of things wrong with me. But I'm not one to like respond immediately. I've never have been. Like, I'm always the worst texter in my group. I'm always the one that, like, if you add me to a group chat, you know, you'll hear from me maybe once every couple months, and everyone knows it. Everyone, like, my best friends are people who accept me for like, oh, that's just Chris, you know. We'll invite him out. He probably won't show up. He probably won't even read the message until 3 weeks later. But that's just Chris, you know. And that's like, that's how you can, those are my ride or dies right there, when you understand that about me. Because, like, especially recently, like, back in the dating world, you know, it's been a few times where, like, I'll be talking to somebody and, you know, I'll get busy with life, you know, a normal occurrence. You know, I'm not glued to my phone anyway, so, like, I'll go a day without texting you back or messaging you back, and then, like, I'll get like a charged response, or like a passive aggressive, like, hey, you know, took you long enough, something like that. And I'm like, I'm all the way out. Like, there's no quicker way to send me running than to do that. Cause like I said, when we're dating and you're my person and I love you, I'm all about you, you know. I want you all in my world. I want to include you in everything I'm doing. I'm that type where like I'm the kind of guy, like, if I see something fun and I love you, I'm like, I wish I was here with them, you know. I want to do this with my person. That's who I am. But like if I don't know, if we're just dating, even if we're like only a few months into dating, and you hit me with, it took you long enough to respond to you, I'm out. I am out. We're done. Like it's one of those, like, that's almost an immediate red flag for me. Like immediate no. Like that's a boundary for me. Like unless you're being funny about it. Like if I can tell you're serious, I'm just like, then you don't understand me as a person. If you don't know that, like, I'll go days without talking to somebody or responding to somebody, and I'll get back to you, and it's always all love, always. Like, it's not like I forgot about you, or it's just me. I'm busy living my life. Like, I'm not constantly glued to my phone. I don't, like, that puts me in a bad mindset, a bad state of mind where if I get on social media too much, or like if I get on like worrying about people responding to me, then I start like, I don't like that hole that goes to, like, you know, I'm very big on separating myself from my phone and having time where it's not included in my life. Like, I'm the type, I will put my phone on the charger in my bedroom and I won't touch it till bedtime some nights. I'll put it in a room, I'll go to another room, live my life, watch Netflix, I'll cook, make some music, come back to it, check it every once in a while, you know. But like, my red flag is when people don't understand, or people, I guess, don't take that into account and only see, you know, I don't know what it is, but it's such a turnoff for me. And I'm sorry, like, I guess that'd be curious. I'll make a poll one of these days of like, is that a red flag to you guys too? Is that like something that you don't tolerate? Or maybe I'm the red flag. Maybe you want someone who responds, you know, within a few hours. But like I said, this doesn't apply to like when we're dating. Like when I'm with you, like in it, like in love with you, I won't leave you. Like, I will respond. But like, if we're first talking, like we're straight off an app, and you get upset for me for not visiting this app daily to communicate with you, red flag. All the way red flag. Nah. And it's not even like the cleanliness of things. Like, I don't know if it's, maybe some people are coming from a clingy aspect, or maybe they just want to know that you can be excited about them. Like, I get those aspects. I get it. Like, you know, it's fun to have somebody be all about you, and it's fun to, like, you know, have that back and forth. Like, I love that too, don't get me wrong. But like, if someone was to, like, we had this back and forth and someone was to just like disappear for a few days, I wouldn't take it personally. I'd just be like, okay, they're living their life. You know, they're not on this app right now, or they're not texting. They're not, like, even if they have their phones on them, because everyone does these days, that's not a reason for them to have to respond to me. Like, and it's also like, I'm one of those types of, like, I don't really have anxiety, but like, the thought of like responding to people is like, can be a lot sometimes. Like, it's just sometimes it's just too much. Even if it's only a few messages, it's like, well, I'm not in the mood to do this. I'm not in the mood to respond. Like, sometimes I'll literally have to ration out my energy to like respond to people. Like, let's say, just for instance, maybe I have 4 or 5 people who have like hit me up somewhere, like texting or Insta or like Snapchat or whatever, right? Maybe there's only like 4 or 5 that day. But like, I'll have to ration out my energy and be like, okay, I can only respond to 2 people today. Right? Like, that's literally how my brain works. That's literally how it works for me, where it's like, I just don't have the energy or the mind capacity, like the mental capacity to respond to all these things at once. And even if they're just like, hey, just saying hi, like it's nothing in depth. It's just like, I'm an introvert, but also it's like engaging in that kind of like interaction consistently just wears me out. So when someone, I guess maybe we're at the root of it, maybe we're solving this, is like at the core of things, it's like who I am as a person. I get really drained from interaction with people, like social reaction or social interaction. I just get so tired. Like it takes a lot out of me. And so when someone like doesn't understand that and like questions why I'm not interacting with them enough, like for me, I like get my defenses up. I get my guard up. I'm just like, well, if they don't understand this basic thing about me, then that's not it. Like this isn't going to work. Like if their first reaction is to like kind of be like, you know, attack, not even attacking, but like kind of like, why are you the way you are? I'm just like, I don't know, bro, but it's the way I am. And it's just, this is not helping. This is not going to lead to what you want. Cause like as soon as that happens for me, honestly, like gone. I will, if you hit me with one of those, like, you know, took you long enough. Or like, why haven't I heard from you in 2 days? And if I can tell, like, if you're concerned, that's different. If I can tell you're concerned, then that's fine. But if I can tell you're just trying to be like passive aggressive about it, I'm out. I'm gone. I don't care if we've been dating for 3 months. I'm out. All the way. So that was just something I was thinking while I was drinking my mint tea. Because like I said, I was talking to someone who was like a big peppermint tea fan. I thought I was like soulmates. But then I didn't respond to her for like 2 days. And then she got kind of spicy at me. And I was like, ooh. And then I don't think about her ever again. That's just how I work. So, like I said, one of these days I'll put up a poll to see if that's like a red flag for you guys as well. It's like, or maybe there's a limit. Like maybe, you know, a response time. So if someone doesn't respond to you in a day, is that a red flag or red flag? If they don't respond to you in 3 days, is that a red flag? If someone gets upset for you or upset at you for not responding, is that a red flag? I think, yeah, personally. But it's just, there's so many things about dating that are just not fun. It's like the not fun aspects to the fun aspect ratio, not it for me. Which is why I'm almost convinced that I will be single for quite a while. Because it takes a lot. And if I'm being honest, my last relationship was with someone that like I felt completely like I never believed in like past loves or like, you know, twin flame situations. I never believed in that until I met her. And like when I met her, it was like, oh, this person is different. Like this person, like I feel something in my bones, in my soul that's different than anything I felt anywhere. So she kind of ruined me for anybody else. Like, cause now I just want magic, you know, I don't want to settle for like basic love or basic romance, you know. She was the kind of person who was like, I felt like, oh, I've known this person 20 times in my past lives. You know, I was hanging out with this person in the 1900s. You know, we were doing the jazz age, like F. Scott Fitzgerald kind of flapper dances together. So now it's like, now I don't want anything less than that. I want that like, but that's, and the thing that like, I don't want, I don't confuse that with like passion. I'm not looking for like a crazy love. I'm not looking for like an intense, like, honestly, what I want is a soft love. I'm in my soft love era, guys. I'm in my like pastel color era. Like, I want warmth. I want like somebody. Not that they. I don't want a soft. I want someone kind. Like you don't have to be soft. That's not what I'm saying. I just want like a gentle kind of love where it's like, you know, we're both trying to build each other up. You know, we're both there for each other. We both make space for each other. You know, where it's yeah, there's gonna be tough. I mean, all relationships are tough. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but I'm looking for like a kind of a warm love, a gentle love. You know, but I don't know. It's also like, does that exist? I think it does. I've seen it, but also, yo, I don't understand how anybody likes men. I don't care who you are. Like, I can't believe that like anybody likes men. Like myself included. It's like crazy to me. Like I've seen so many terrible men. Like it shocks me that like people still enjoy men and like date men. Like that's wild to me. And I know that probably sounds weird coming from my mouth, but like I'm not an exception. It's like I've seen. So for instance, I have only in my lifetime, there is maybe only a handful of guys, maybe one or two, that I would legitimately be shocked if they cheated on their significant other. Like only a handful. And I've met quite a few people, but like there's only a few people who I would legitimately think, okay, like they're not gonna cheat on their spouse, or they're not gonna cheat on their girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever it is. Like they're not gonna, step outside and, you know, a handful. And that's saying so much because I'm talking hundreds of dudes I've met in my life. And I guess it could apply to women as well, but like not I don't see that, like at least in my interactions in my time, like I don't see that. Like for me it's like just dudes be cheating. And that sucks. Like so much more often do I find like a woman who has been cheated on versus a man. Like so like it's like 20-1 kind of situation. Like it's just crazy to me that like people still mess with men. Like that's just like it makes me sad because like a lot of times I'll like start like I'll have friends who are dating men, and like they're all excited, and I'm like, good for you. Like I will genuinely support all excitement. It doesn't matter what it is, but in the back of my brain, I'm like, he's gonna screw it up somehow. He's gonna ruin it. He's gonna like, end up being a guy. And I'm not saying that as an excuse to excuse male behavior. Never. I'm saying that as like, oh, he's gonna double cross you somehow. He's gonna hurt you in some way. Not to mention all like domestic abuse stuff and like domestic violence, like I remember my ex and like she like would get caught up in what's it called? Like seeing mugshots from different like convicted criminals like on those public websites like jail.com or whatever, and you could see like, okay, in my county who's arrested and what were they arrested for, and like domestic abuse is like 95% of those listings, unless you're in Greensboro, and then it's like murder. But like everywhere else is like domestic abuse, like battery, domestic abuse, larceny, domestic abuse, like so many domestic abuse, and it's just like, and it's all men, or like 99% men, and it's like, that's so scary. That's so scary. Like, dudes, we gotta do better. We gotta be better people. We gotta be better to everyone. We gotta be better to women. 1,000%. Like, we're failing, top to bottom, failing. But yeah, so it's crazy to me that like people still mess with men like that. Like, we're trash. Straight up. Straight up. The question is, are we redeemable though? Like, are we beyond saving, or can he still work with us? Because yeah, that guy, I was like, I don't know what I was thinking about, but like I started thinking like, okay, in my life, it's because someone I knew, someone recently I know, she was cheated on, and like my first gut reaction was like, oh, I'm not surprised because she was dating a man. And like that, I had to sit with that for a minute. I had to like really process, like, okay, why am I feeling that? And then I like that led me down a rabbit hole of like, okay, how many people in my life that are men do I know like that would not cheat? And then that list started getting smaller and smaller. I started going through all the people I know, and then all the people that wouldn't cheat, and that list wasn't growing at all. I got maybe 3 to 5 people on this no cheat list, and I got maybe 100, maybe even closer to like 400 people on this list. And that is not good. That is not good. Like, I have been, like, friends of mine, or like people I associate with, just straight cheating on their partners. Like, and like, that sucks. That sucks. So if you're out there messing with men, like you dating men, like I feel for you. That sucks. I don't know if I could do it. That's just so shady. That's like, but we love who we love, right? All right, guys. Let's see. I think I didn't mean to get into all that, but we did. I know it's kind of fun. So I think we'll probably just start to wrap it up here, because I kind of want to. I want to go eat some dinner and finish Parasite. See if it's good. Plus, it's kind of nice out, so I want to sit with the windows open and kind of enjoy it before it gets too chilly. So yeah. So I'll probably wrap it up here. Like I said, tomorrow night. Oh, thanks for everybody for coming through and spending time. Adam Wyatt, man, that was so much fun. And thanks for everyone who's followed and supported. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here, and welcome to the family. That means a lot. We're just starting, but we're gonna take this thing. We're just gonna see how far we can take it. More have fun along the way. That's what this whole thing about, is just having fun and enjoying each other's company, and kind of just not taking anything too serious. Sometimes we get serious. Sometimes we hit the hitting issues, but a lot of times we're just here for the giggles. So yeah, thanks for all the support and all that. We're gonna keep it up. Like I said, tomorrow I'll take off and we'll just chill. But then I'll be back on Monday for Minecraft at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whatever time that is for you, button up. And yeah, we'll do some Minecrafting for a little bit, because that's fun. That's just it's a good way to start the week. Just something cozy with the music, and it's just nice. So we'll do that, and then next week will be fun. It'll be the second full week. So if you enjoyed it this week, It's only gonna get better. We're only gonna get more comfortable and better bits and you know more a bigger community to kind of bounce ideas off of and talk. So yeah, thanks for being here. Hope you're all having an amazing weekend so far. I don't know what's for dinner today. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Maybe some buffalo chicken bites. That sounds kind of good. I've had too many PB&Js, so I'm probably done with those for a little bit. But also, if you've ever seen the show Parasite, there's some gross stuff in it, so I don't know if I can eat like something squishy while I'm watching this thing go in a human's ear. Like, it's just... But like I said, the graphics are crazy. Like, the graphics are cool. But so yeah, hopefully you guys had fun. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go eat. But like I said, thanks for support. Thanks for, this was the first week, so thanks for coming through and showing love, and everybody and anybody who's passed on through, and we're just gonna keep going, have fun, tell jokes. Hopefully, the goal is you tune in and you have a little bit of fun, or something makes you laugh, or maybe you just like the cozy vibes, or whatever it is, whatever your reason is for being here, or joining in, or like being on Twitch. Hopefully I can be a little good part of that. And my absolute goal would just be that this could be a comfy, cozy corner of the internet for you, where you can come through and it can make your day better, or make your week better, or whatever it is. So on that note, Raya out. I'm gonna get out of here. So yeah, see you guys. Be good. Hopefully this is an awesome weekend for you. So catch you guys on Monday for some Minecraft. All right, thanks guys.